how is EllisDon justifying the amount of investment and the amount of time, and what are the returns that they're seeing? Because obviously we're 30 years down the road with this. They're invested. They would have probably killed it at some point had it not had value. So what are the values currently, and what do you see, and how do you see the organization using it?
So it's a complicated question, no doubt. But you talked, I'll start with risk mitigation, because owning your own proprietary solution definitely mitigates you from cost inflation and things like that, right? But I mean, we're still using external cloud services that we can't get away from. We're not building many of these components, even something like GitHub or Jira, which is our task management tool. There are still tools we use to build the tool, right? That all have cost. But when you talked about the ROI, I mean, number one thing I can think of is because of our 20 years, it's been about 20 years of a sophisticated development team in-house. We're now able to actually sell our services under a new company. It's called Building Digital. We've been, I think it's about a year since we launched. And we're actually able to help other construction companies digitize because of the knowledge between everything you said, our cybersecurity, our data understanding, our empathy to the end user and what they're going through. And those services would not be able to be in place without the knowledge and expertise that we have built over the last 20 years. And for us, digitizing our supply chain is it's an advantage for us as well, because the more that we can help our subcontractors and our peripheral companies digitize, the more efficient we can work all together.
I like that.
That's a big ROI.
It's a huge ROI, and we see this. I mean, I'll bring this to the listeners to their day to day. This is why mechanical contractors have spent their time opening up their fabrication shops, opening up their processes to show other mechanical contractors how to fabricate, because they know that if their competition is fabricating, then they're all working on a fabrication plane instead of having to fight with stick builders. So if your partners and others are digitized, you're not dealing with a paper process that I can't imagine what it's like for a general contractor of your size to work with trade contractors that still have paper or send a million emails to give you the information that you need. Like this, there's so much value and risk mitigation in that process itself.
The next journey for that too is we're actually building a tool to digitize our supply chain ourselves. So I mean, Kirsty can definitely talk to what we're building.
Yeah. So our software is called Apolto, and we have not released it yet. It's a work in progress, but we are working with subcontractors and trying to make the process of especially invoicing easier. And that will also integrate with our current software, which is Gate 3. So we're still trying to figure out the process here. We had a lot of experience with Gate 3 and what worked, what didn't, lessons learned. And now we've set up a whole team that's just working on the software. And we're going from start to finish. We're doing everything, not just the software itself, but we're thinking about how to market it, what value is it for the subcontractor? What value does it bring to us?
And simplifying the process. We work with thousands of subs across the country, and to give them an opportunity to simplify the payment process and make sure that they're getting paid on time. It's such a critical part of the construction life cycle, right? Making sure that is always on time for them so that they're able to pay their trades or their people, and anything we can do to make that process less difficult is going to be an advantage for EllisDon as well.
Yeah, that's just MVP 1, right?
Yeah.
We're thinking of adding a lot more to this software.